Good morning and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 105 of 2025, and I'm continuing the story of the King of the Wind. Now, Agba has been led down Stonewall, which is a dark, cold dungeon within the prison, where there are many prisoners kept in a single room. It's very unpleasant, and Agba just falls into a nightmarish state, really, where the days just seem to go by. There's nothing really to look forward to except holding on to his cat, which he does most of the time. Sleeping is difficult. There's all these other people. If he ever moves, tries to get up to do something, he runs into a person typically, or jangles their chains, and typically gets kicked or hit by that person that he's disturbed. So there's not a lot of joy in this situation that he finds himself in, day after day. The days turn into weeks. The weeks turn into months. And Agba loses really all hope for anything. Grimalkin, however, has made that dungeon more free of rats and mice than it ever has been. More free, in fact, than even the warden's chambers himself. Grimalkin has cleaned it all up. At one point, one of the jailers, who can tell Agba is suffering, says, "Why don't you clean the dungeon?" But there's nothing to clean it with. No rags, no mop, no brooms. And then he laughs. So Agba is one of those people. He just likes to do things. He likes to be productive and creative. And now he's stuck doing basically absolutely nothing. What a life he's living right now. What a thing that we as human beings can go through and somehow still hold on to our spirits within great calamity. Now, of course, we know that there is going to be a change of events. We've got to hope, because this story is about the King of the Wind. And so, leaving Agba there in the prison, we'll go back to, Jethro Koch. And who was the lady that took care of his place? Mistress Cockburn. Now, Mistress Cockburn, she began to really miss Agba. She was busy, and she didn't really have a lot of time, but she really wanted to see him. She had grown very, very fond of him during those days where he had spent there at Jethro Koch's, the months. And so she thought she would pay him a visit at the Red Lion Inn. Now, Jethro Koch and Mistress Cockburn both thought that Agba and Sham and Grimalkin were doing just fine at the Red Lion Inn. There wasn't a lot of back and forth communication that went on between those parties. But what else could they think except that? So Mistress Cockburn began to get a beautiful array of foods ready for not only Agba, not only for Sham, but for Grimalkin as well. And we'll leave the story there with some hopeful light, perhaps at the end of the tunnel.